Moving on to the next team here, the San Francisco 49ers. They went 6-10 last year. Jimmy G is still on their roster. They had a interesting draft, to say the least, but there's more off-field interesting stuff that's happening that we'll get into later in the show. So, Combs, I want to kick it to you first. Who is the best draft pick for the San Francisco 49ers?
The best draft pick for the San Francisco 49ers is obviously Trey Lance. I mean, you can't really go against that. They got their quarterback of the future. They got, the third best quarterback in this draft. And so that was a huge pickup for them. They did pass up on the second best quarterback in this draft, which was Justin Fields, which thankful for that. But, that was definitely their best pick, though. Trey Lance is a phenomenal quarterback. He's going to be the quarterback of the future for the San Francisco 49ers, and he's going to be there for a long time playing really good football at a really high level.
So I will get into what I think they're going to do with Trey Lance later, but Wyatt, what do you think they're going to what do you think their best draft pick was?
Yeah, I agree with Combs on this one. I think that it was Trey Lance, of course, simply because they didn't go with Mac Jones. I mean, you literally go 0 or you go hero on that pick, and they went hero, not 0. So they got away without getting Mac Jones, and I think that's going to help their franchise in the future. Trey Lance is a heck of a pick there. I like Trey Lance a lot. I think he's going to be a good quarterback in the league. He is a really weird prospect, though. I mean, there's a lot of upside and downside to him because when you think about it, there is not much like film against great defenses, but at the same time, he dominates them solely to the point to where he looks like he could have played for a Power 5 conference. So that is the biggest thing that all the draft experts were saying, was that it was just such an interesting prospect because of everything going into it with, him and his team playing now and all that stuff. I mean, it's a very unique situation, and I think he was possibly the most unique prospect of all of them in this draft. But with that being said, I think this was a really good pick for them.
And Trey Lance and I'm sorry, Zach Wilson was already off the board. To me, it was Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Trey Lance were the top 3 quarterbacks in this draft.
So, Wyatt, not to troll you, but sometimes you make it so easy. So you were just dogging the Arizona Cardinals for drafting a linebacker, and you basically said that he played no competition. He was dominating.
You all twist my words like a major news outlet does with people in interviews.
Because you're the waffle. We don't twist your words. You're going to twist them in an hour anyway.
I never once said that Zaven Collins was a bad pick. I just said
I didn't say that, but you
said it was a toss-up. You said what was the worst pick, you said your worst pick was a toss-up between Zaven Collins and the other guy. What do you mean you didn't say it was a bad pick?
I said it's not a bad pick. If I had to choose it was a bad pick, then I guess I'll go with that one because they reached for him a little bit. I never once I said with the college thing, you said, "Oh, well, he had the 160 something tackles." And I said, "Well, he should because he's playing against terrible offenses. He should have those numbers." I never once said that it was bad.
That is exactly what I just said. Because so you were saying that he was a reach because he was playing against bad offenses. Wouldn't Trey Lance be a reach too since he was playing against bad defenses?
No, because Trey Lance absolutely dominated everyone.
Okay.
Dominated.
So did Xavier Collins.
Xavier Collins did not dominate like Trey Lance did.
If you guys want to follow Wyatt on Twitter, it's manhour_TWW. It is TWW stands for the White Waffle.
So with all that being said, Wyatt, who was the worst pick for the Rams?
You said the Rams. It's Bobby Brown for the Rams. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Right,
for the 49ers, it was Elijah Mitchell, running back out of Louisiana. I didn't really see much of a need for a running back there. I thought that was completely pointless. It's not a depth adder. I mean, this is a guy who will probably be cut from the team after camp. There was literally no point in wasting a pick on Elijah Mitchell because they've already got, 4 running backs that are capable of starting out there? Yeah. I mean, literally this year it was like every running back got hurt and it was like, oh, next man up, next man up, next man up. And then they'd all get hurt, and then the first one, it was a cycle. Like, the first one would get hurt, then the second one would, then the third, and the fourth, and by the time the fourth was hurt, the first was healthy again, and then the second was healthy again, and then the third, and it was like this weird line. So, I don't know, maybe he does get some playing time, actually, since everybody gets hurt out there, but No,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't even think he'll make the actual roster. It was a pointless pick because they've already got, 4 capable running backs on rosters, so it makes no sense to me why they did that.
All right, Combs, what about you? Worst pick? Or worst
Yeah,
draft
for
pick?
me, I thought they had a really good draft. It was hard for me to pick a bad pick, but I think their worst pick is probably the coolest name in the draft, and that's Diamador Lenoir. That's a freaking whole mouthful. Diamador
That's what she said.
Lenoir is a
That a kid Wyatt. Way to get it, man.
anyway. Oh God.
Combs, welcome back to the Man Hour, where we are 16 at heart, even though we're like pushing.
Is that
50,
what she
right?
said before or after French toast?
After she put the syrup on the French toast. So Combs, 49ers, you gave us their worst pick and their best pick in Trey Lance. What kind of grade would you give them for the draft this season?
I gave them an A. I thought the 49ers had a really good draft. Trey Lance getting your quarterback of the future. And then not only that, but then also the pick of, God, I can't remember his name right now. Trey Sermon was a really good pickup for them
Yeah,
as well.
Sermon was a good pick.
Yeah. So I really liked everything that the 49ers did.
See,
even
hold on.
Diamador Lenoir isn't a horrible pick, but it's just,
I want to take a moment here once you're
he's
done.
the worst of the good picks. So I did not have a bad pick, really for these guys. So I gave these guys an A.
You want to talk about me waffling, okay? But yet, just a few months ago, Combs was like, "Oh, Ohio State, I hate Ohio State. Justin Fields is terrible. He only looks at his first read. No, Ohio State sucks."
First
And now he's
of
like,
all,
now listen to him.
who's twisting
Now listen.
words?
Oh, Justin
Now
Fields is
who's
great.
twisting words?
I can't wait for Justin
still-
Fields to get in here. I can't
I
wait for Trey
still-
Sermon's going to
look,
be great. Trey Sermon's going to
Have
be
we
great.
talked about the NFC North yet? I have not been on here to talk about the NFC North. So if I was on here to talk about the NFC North and I